Joining me is Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird. Thank you so much for your time, Attorney General. You are moderating the Faith and Freedom Coalition gathering in Iowa this weekend. A number of possible 2024 candidates will be there. What are you hoping to hear from them to differentiate themselves from each other?
Well, I think I, like other Iowans, we're looking forward to hearing their vision, their plan for how they're going to take our country back and make sure that our constitutional freedoms are protected. People are looking for that plan and that commitment to doing the right thing.
And your state obviously holds first in the nation status for Republicans voting in the primaries, the Iowa caucuses. We are less than a year away, hard to believe. What do you think Republicans in Iowa are looking for in a candidate?
Well, they're looking for several things. They're looking for a candidate who has the courage to take on those tough issues. We're having a lot of problems right now with the Biden administration hurting agriculture, hurting families, and not protecting our freedoms. So they want somebody who understands what America is and is willing to fight for it. Most importantly, they want somebody who will take our country back and get our country back on track.
Former President Trump endorsed you for Attorney General. Will you be endorsing him or any other candidate ahead of 2024?
I really appreciate his support during my hard-fought campaign against a longtime incumbent. I have not made any decisions about whether I will endorse or not endorse in the Iowa caucuses. I'm just looking forward to hosting all the candidates, showcasing Iowa, and making sure that Iowans can get the questions that are important to them answered by the candidates.
Do you think that is something that you might do? I get to not wanting to commit at this point, but do you think that is something you might do before 2024, endorsing someone?
Well, at this point, I am really focused on the job of Attorney General. I defeated somebody who was elected in 1978. So I have a lot of work to do here in that office, and that always will be my primary focus. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
I want to get to something that's been in the news. You made the decision to pause funding for emergency contraception and abortions for victims of sexual assault. That pause is pending a review. Have you made a decision on whether or not those payments will resume yet?
Well, when I first took office, we did a thorough review of all victim services funding that is distributed by the Attorney General's office. And it came to our attention that my predecessor had paid providers like abortion providers like Planned Parenthood, had reimbursed them. And so we are reviewing all victim services, including that issue, and then we'll announce our findings once that review is complete.
And do you have any estimate on when that review might be complete?
Not at this time. The review is still ongoing, and we'll let people know when it's done.
And my understanding is those funds come from penalties paid by convicted criminals, not tax dollars. Is that accurate?
No, I don't think it is. The funding is all public funds. Some are federal, some are appropriated. The source of some of those appropriated funds is fines, but that certainly doesn't pay for everything that the office has to provide.
And what is your thinking behind the decision to pause those payments? And what do you say to critics who suggest or might suggest that such a pause hurts young and low-income victims of sexual assault the most?
The pause only affects whether abortion providers like Planned Parenthood are reimbursed right now. It is in place so that we can study and evaluate all of the victim services, and we want to do a good job of that, and that does take time.
Okay, and then on one more topic, we are waiting for a ruling in the next couple months from the Supreme Court on the case that you and other Republican AGs filed to undo President Biden's student loan forgiveness. Do you have any predictions on that? And what will you do if you don't win that case?
Well, I learned a long time ago as a trial attorney not to predict what a court will do. So I don't have any predictions, but I do remain optimistic. And I was in the Supreme Court for the argument, and I thought it went very well. So I'm very hopeful that justice will be served in that case.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Attorney General. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.